Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. And in this video I'm gonna go into why I quit my 9 to 5 job and why you should as well, if you want to. Anyway, if you really enjoy this video and it gives you extra and awesome information, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It's gonna be a link right below and you can learn a lot of amazing things on my channel. This channel is made for a lot of different things for it, how to make money online and so on, tutorials, reviews, videos, a lot of fun stuff and content. So let's get started with the most important thing, why I quit my 9 to 5 job. And here's the number one reason why. You know what this is? This is the most hated thing I ever had to wear. Oops, I just messed it up too. That is a bummer. It is a tie. I can't stand those. And I don't know why you have to, put in a suit. And I don't know if you guys know something, and this is very important. The jobs that require you to wear a tie, they're the worst jobs out there, really. Because you have to wear this really awesome looking clothes, uniform, whatever you call it. And the job is not even this great, So the more and the worse the job actually is, the more you have to go about and put in this fake show, like dressing up to your job. Think about it this way: the jobs that pay you the most money, you don't have to wear anything. Like the CEOs, the bosses, they can wear whatever they want a lot of times. But the jobs that sometimes, think about fast food retail places, people are dressing up every single day to work and getting paid almost nothing in the process. And I was like you, I was working in those jobs, and when you work in those jobs, it is like a zoo. It's like you go in there, they lock you up in a cage, and you can't escape until your clock has to be, clocked out. That's when you're out, and you come back at the same exact time. You have to stay there at a certain amount of times. It doesn't matter how much work you do or you don't do, you are still getting paid the same amount if you're working with the same amount of hourly wage, which is the worst thing you can do. I mean, let's say your performance is like that, or your friend who is working the same job is doing nothing, slacking. You're getting paid the same amount just for showing up and being at the job. Really, a lot of jobs are just like that, where you go about, you're doing a lot of work, 9 to 5, working your butt, doing so much work, and yet you're getting paid for doing, you're doing a lot of work and you're not getting paid for what you're doing, really. And when I sat in those jobs, it's like I have all this free time and I'm thinking, I could do this, I could do that, I could do so many other things in my free time. And I'm just sitting here and all I'm doing is just milking the clock, really. I'm just milking the clock to get all the way to 4 o'clock where I get out, and then because the job is so depressing, you hate your work so much, you're just ending up spending money on stuff you totally hate or you totally don't need. Let's put it this way, not totally hate, but you hate the job, you get extra stuff, and then you get this stuff and then you try to enjoy it, but you don't have the time to enjoy it because you have to go back to work again, and so on. So it comes like this never-ending cycle where you go to your work, punch the clock, and every single day it is the same exact thing. That is working in retail, pretty much. And I like working in a creative field where I make my own hours, my own content, and I do what I actually kind of want during the day. So the last thing I want is to wake up every single day at the same exact time, pack your lunch, go to work, and punch out. I know that sounds like, yeah, that's a 9 to 5 job. It is a 9 to 5 job. I can't stand those. I like working for myself. Well, I'm the boss. I decide what I'm going to be doing today. From the start of the day until the end of the day, I'm in control. I'm the boss. I get paid. And that's the way to make money online. Now you might be thinking, hey, I'm interested in doing this, and what is the catch here? I mean, why should I go about and stop working 9 to 5 and start working for yourself? Well, it takes some effort to do this. It's not like you can just go and do this. You have to be able to boss yourself around, boss your time around, and be productive. So being like your own boss is kind of fun in some ways because, hey, lunch break, You can do lunch break anytime you want. Starting time, show up to work anytime you want. Ending time, anytime you want, really. Clothes, what you are wearing, uniform, it depends on the occasion. So today I'm working in my photo room where I filmed this. It's super cold here. That's why I usually wear a jacket. That's the reason for that, really. But this is my job. I mean, I sometimes wear the sunglasses because of the glare over there, but I decided, hey, might as well just talk about it, just for today. But the way to make money online is simply work at it. You have to figure out what you're good at, and you have to keep on doing it over and over and over again. And I don't suggest for you to do one single payment stream. So if you're getting paid, you want to get paid multiple payment streams, multiple incomes. So eBay, Etsy, dropshipping, Amazon FBA, all kinds of things that you can do from your house. You can buy things, you can sell things, you can make money online. Lots of ways to do it. That's why I create all those classes. Why do I create those classes? Those are ways that I found myself that I can make money myself. So as I was looking, trying to discover things, which ways should I be making more money online, because I work for myself, I'm not getting enough cash for what I was doing. So I was like, let me try this thing and let me keep doing it until I get really good at this. And I went into Fiverr, I tried this site out, and initially it was like, oh, this site is not doing well, I don't like it. But then, hey, for like 15 bucks an hour, I can get paid for doing a little bit of work. Why not, you know? And it ends up like you're getting paid a lot during the whole entire year. You count it and like, this is pretty good money. Then add that up, Fiverr, add it with Etsy. And when I just started with Etsy, it was like, this Etsy thing. Well, I don't know nothing about Etsy. Let me create a class about Etsy. And this was my first class about Etsy. I made a few sales. I wanted to show people about Etsy, get to know it, and teamed up with another instructor to create this. I studied everything about this, and people are complaining. They're like, well, you don't know anything about Etsy. You just got started. You show the whole interface. You're not making any money. Well, fast forward today, well, I made like around 7,000 bucks forward in Etsy, and people are like, "Oh, you got there." Well, I started at zero. My first class, almost zero. You would see how I progress from nothing to something. Some of my classes actually show that. Fiverr, when I just got started with Fiverr, I made very, very small amount. I had to team up with a few instructors, so they showed me how to get started with Fiverr, and I made around 3,000 bucks or so on Fiverr, and so on. And for some people that's a lot of money, for others that's like pocket change, but it all adds up. Like Etsy, eBay, Fiverr, all those are different streams of income, including YouTube itself. Well, I'm also making some money online, but you have to think about it this way. If you want to make, let's say, 10,000 a year, you have to think about what things you have to do to get 10. 20,000 a year, how much more jobs you need to get 20. And 50,000 will be a lot more work for you to do. But you have a few choices here. You can either concentrate all your effort in one little niche, be very, very good at it, keep doing it until you grow to maybe a lot of money, 100,000 or so on, because you're so good at one thing. But here is the catch. This is why I like to do multiple streams of income. One, what happens if that job closes? Two, what happens if you get fired? Three is what happens if the competition takes over all the products you're selling no longer will sell. Therefore, I suggest if you're working, it's like when you're working 9-to-5 job. If you have just one job, you get fired. All your income goes from 100% all the way to zero because you've been counting on this one job. On the other hand, if you have 10 different jobs, those are a lot of jobs for you to work at. At the same time, you're making a little bit from each one. Some of them you're making a lot. What happens if you get fired from one of them? You can always go to another job and start working more at that job. So you have all those safety nets that you created for yourself. And this is the way you work for yourself, being your own boss. You don't really have to work for one company. You can work for 10 different companies. You can work for yourself. Working for YouTube is still a job. Working for Udemy is still a job. Working for Etsy, eBay, all those are different kind of companies, but they are no longer working 9 to 5, because here I can set my own hours, I can set my own time, and I'm working on commission a lot of those jobs. I'm not getting paid hourly. I don't get vacations, and those are the minuses of those jobs. On the other hand, if I decide I'm going to take a whole month off, I can actually do that, and that's a cool thing about this. Plus, I have a doggy now, so if I want to walk the dog out, relax, do some workout, I can do this as well. And I get a lot more free time now than I ever had before, because now I don't have to commute to my job. So I used to at one point commute like over 40 minutes to my job and back, and that's like 40 minutes driving down, 40 minutes driving back, and that all adds up. Plus on the process, when you're driving over there and back, especially when you're driving back, you stop at the mall, you stop in another location, you spend more money, and so on. So you end up actually spending a lot of money by commuting back and forth to your job. Whereas when you work for yourself, you only have to commute, for example, to buy groceries for the necessities. You don't really have to commute to your work and back. So you save money on vehicle maintenance, wear and tear, gas prices, the cost of that, and you can actually afford any car that you actually want. Which brings me to the next topic. I'm actually looking for a brand new car for myself. Anyways, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. It gave you some educational information about working for yourself and why I quit 9 to 5. And last thing, why did I quit 9 to 5? Well, I hate someone else bossing me around. I like to boss myself, really. I want to be my own boss. And when you want to be your own boss, you don't want to have somebody else tell you, hey, you have to show up here. Let me close you in a room with a meeting and tell you what you have to do. I don't have to hear any of that anymore. I mean, I do whatever I want every single day. Oh, within a reason, but I actually do it. And anyways, with that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you really liked it, please subscribe to this channel. Watch my other videos. There's a lot of good inspiration things as well. And of course, thank you so much for watching this video. And if whatever place you see this posted is going to be posted in a few locations, make sure you watch videos. Make sure you go and do something good. Not only for me, do it for yourself. Do something nice for somebody else and pass it along. Pass the good karma along. Do something nice for somebody. That's something that I want you to keep in mind. And yeah, let's make the world, a happy place. Anyways, have a great day and see you in another one of my videos.